Hello, everybody.
How you
This is
doing?
Stark and Darnell. Just to let you know, this is our second part with Spencer, and we just had a few technical difficulties.
So the
So
the episode cuts off a little bit abruptly. So
yeah, so
be
enjoy
warned.
the episode for now, but know that part 3 is on the way, baby.
Yes, indeed.
So
As always, thank you for listening and
enjoy the
episode.
show.
I left everything I own in one piece.
Ever since, pirates from all over the world set sail for the Grand Line, searching for One Piece, the treasure that would make their dreams come true.
Yo! Don't give it up, Luffy. Don't give it up, Zoro. Don't give it up, Nami. Don't give it up, give it up, give it up.
How's it going, everybody?
Give it up. Oh shit.
Oh, how's it going, everybody? And welcome
are y'all?
to the No Room
For
Improvement Podcast. I'm Stark.
And I'm Darnell.
And, we're back. A few housekeeping things. I'm just going to say right now, the Kendrick review will be...
Oh, that will be coming soon.
That'll be
y'all.
coming soon. We just need time for that.
Yeah.
But we, right now, are finally doing our part 2 to, I think, one of my favorite videos we have out already.
Spencer. How
Yeah.
are you, man?
I'm good, man. I'm really glad to be back. I loved coming on here the first time, and we've been trying to sort out schedule bullshit for a couple of weeks. I was in a car accident a couple of weeks ago, so that kind of
Whoa.
fucked up my schedule.
What?
But I'm back.
How you feeling, man? How
I'm
was
good. I'm good. I died. I died in the accident. I'm a ghost. You're all hallucinating.
Y'all, this is the first podcast ever to have the spirit.
The
a
first
man.
podcast to have a ghost.
So you're like Paul McCartney on Abbey Road without his shoes?
I am, yes.
Yeah, he showed up with no shoes.
I'm actually Fencer. It's short for fake Spencer.
Fugazi Spencer. Well, I'm happy you're here. I'm happy. Is everyone else okay?
Oh yeah, no, everyone's fine. It's a long story. My 2002 Dodge Neon got totaled.
Oh,
so-
that was
Ooh.
okay. So I saw
Yeah.
the photo.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
man.
no, it's fine. I mean, the car was $3,000 when I bought it,
Oh.
and I got $300 for it when I sold it for scrap. So I got 10% of what it was worth back.
That's pretty
Tremendous.
cool though.
Yeah. But I got a new car lined up. It's in shipment right now. It's like a brand new car.
Oh, nice.
I'm
What
glad y'all.
kind?
I'm glad
It's
y'all.
what was it? It's a Hyundai Accent. It's like
Ah.
a 22 Hyundai Accent.
That's fucking rad.
It's a car.
Well,
It does what I need it to do.
Facts.
vehicles stand up and take a bow.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm
welcome
the only
back.
one here not wearing a classic shirt. I just realized.
Oh yeah. Well, you gotta get with it.
I'm currently looking at a Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull shirt and a original OG RoboCop shirt.
Not the second amazing one with Joel Kittelman.
Oh, the RoboCop remake?
Yeah,
Oh,
the
I
one
forgot
with
that existed. until
Jackie
you just
Earl
brought it
Haley
up.
and Samuel L. Jackson and Michael Keaton.
I don't even feel comfortable saying Samuel L.
Weirdest cast.
Jackson's actually in that movie.
He-
He's
right?
barely in it.
Sam Jackson is in that movie,
And
and
He never
The best
interacts
part?
with the plot. though.
he is the worst part.
It's like,
it makes me
have
so
you seen
sad.
Have you seen the original RoboCop?
oh, I've seen all
Yeah,
of them.
you know the commercials that are placed interstitially.
Oh, I
throughout
love
the
'em.
movie? Samuel L. Jackson is like the replacement for that. He's like
Yeah.
a dude. He hosts like a Joe Rogan show kind of
No,
shit.
he is like how J. Jonah Jameson is in No Way Home.
Pretty
Yeah,
much.
he's like
He's essentially like the
Yeah.
Alex Jones of their universe, just spouting out what his opinion is
Yeah,
at the moment.
basically.
Bill O'Reilly, all the ones. But the original one is so great, and those mini segments are so satirical and
Mhm.
such a beautiful play on
Oh, I
Reaganomics of
can-
the time.
I have some of those fucking things memorized.
Like those are lovely. I will say though, as the movies go on, like I don't know why you let Frank Miller direct a movie or write a movie. Frank Miller needs help sometimes.
He does.
He can't make movies.
I love RoboCop 2. I think RoboCop 2 is great. He also wrote a script for RoboCop 3, and they used a lot of things from his script, but they didn't use the whole script.
So that's what they said about RoboCop 2, is that they
Mm.
toned it down.
Yeah.
Because
He's in that movie. Did you know that?
I think I did, but I don't know where he is.
He's in it's the scene where Kane is in like a lab with a dude, and he grabs the dude by the lapel of his shirt, and he's like, I can feel my teeth wiggling, man. And he's
Oh
like,
my
talking
God,
about,
yes.
That's Frank Miller.
Those movies, man, they're
They're great. They also have
then-
nothing to do with what we're supposed to be talking
Oh,
about.
No. I was
This is my
literally
fault.
about to do a lead in, and I was like, well, did you know that RoboCop had a cartoon?
He had
Didn't know that.
several cartoons, actually.
Several. No, but like, yeah, there was like
You
a 90s one that Kenner. What?
Do you know RoboCop was in fucking wrestling before?
Oh, yeah, he showed up in, like...
WCW was
Oh,
helping out
I couldn't
Sting.
remember if it was WCW or NWO. I know-
NWO is inside WCW.
Oh, cool. I mean, I don't fucking... I don't know a whole lot about wrestling
Nah,
after
He's getting me into
Macho
it
Man
now.
stopped doing wrestling.
See? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's literally what I
Yeah.
say. But
Animation, y'all.
today, early 2000s nostalgia as always, because, you know, we're 20. Welcome to what is.
It's so weird seeing everything we grew up with turn 20, man. Like Attack of the Clones.
It's so strange.
Fairly Odd Parents.
Ugh.
Teen Titans is going to be 20 next year. Man. I'm not ready for that.
Stop.
Is Justice League 20?
I think Justice League, the original Justice League, not JLU, I think Justice League started in 2001.
Oh.
Because
Oh
I
my
think it
God.
aired, like, alongside Batman Beyond for a very brief amount of time.
Probably.
But I
Oh,
could
Batman
be wrong.
Beyond.
Because I know that the pilot for Justice League is, like, it's all still animated on cells.
Oh.
Which the rest of the
Do you
series
remember
was
how
not.
it was almost 3D?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
No,
the
so-
intro.
The
was,
intro? Is that what it's gonna look like?
No, there was a 2001. It may have been an intro, but there was a sample, like, demoed animation, like a teaser, and it was like 3D.
Hmm.
And it was very not dissimilar to like Spider-Man, like the first
Like, oh,
trailer
the
that came
MTV
out.
Spider-Man?
Mm.
Oh, no. Like, it had that animation, but it was
Oh.
similar to Spider-Man in 2000 had a trailer,
Mhm.
and it was saying it was coming out in 01. The CG looked like garbage. The mask they showed looked like shit. Like, everything was bad.
Is that the one where he strings up the dude between the Twin Towers?
Yeah.
No. That's the
Oh, is it?
the first good one.
Right. Okay.
The first image has like giant, like Mark Bagley ultimate like Spider-Man eyes.
Like big round ones.
Like, they're really trying, and that's when they were maybe gonna go with Green Goblin being like a fucking
like a
pros-
rubber mask.
like a prosthetic-y rubber mask.
Yeah.
But yeah, that show, speaking of which, is fucking horrible.
I've seen a little tiny bit of that show. I know people really like the writing in that show, but I can't get past the animation.
Spectacular Spider-Man.
Spectacular
on the other
Spider-Man's a perfect cartoon.
I love
hand, I think it
Spectacular.
is the best iteration of Spider-Man, and I am one of those people that doesn't particularly enjoy the 90s one.
I have nostalgia for the 90s one just because I watched it on tapes when I was a kid.
I
But
get
like
that.
I don't I tried watching a little bit of it on Disney Plus recently. It's bad. Like, it does not hold up good.
Oh.
Apart from that fucking one where he's wearing the black suit and Shocker is like running up the bell tower.
Oh my god, he's screaming at him.
I'll
Change it to the
follow
ends
you
of
to
the
the
earth.
ends of the earth. You can't escape me.
My
I love
favorite
that
though
one.
is Shocker looking off like the bell tower, and he just shows up behind him, and it's like, oh fuck,
Yeah.
like it's one of those like to be continued videos.
Mhm.
But like outside of him having the symbiote, regardless, that fucking cartoon is like it's very ADHD trip.
It is.
It's so like quick.
It-
Here's the thing. Here's the
It's
thing.
they had to find ways to move the plot along because Spider-Man wasn't actually allowed to punch anybody in that show.
Excuse me.
Did you know about that?
I thought Spider-Man was allowed to. Wait, I thought Spider-Man just wasn't allowed to kill people.
No, he was not allowed to punch people in that show because the X-Men cartoon at the time, it was very violent. Like, I mean, not excessively violent, but like
it was more
stuff-
violent than what people were used
yeah,
to.
it
in
was certainly more violent than like
1992.
He-Man was, where He-Man usually defeated a bad guy by like picking him up and throwing him or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do
so
you
when
like
they
the
were
original show?
the original He-Man,
Yeah.
no, that show's dog shit.
I
hate
don't
that
like
show.
any 80s cartoons.
The
looking
original
back
He-Man is
outside
funny.
of Transformers.
The original He-Man is really funny. I'm okay with calling that show funny because it's like hilariously bad.
It's like a Joel Schumacher movie.
It's a Filmation cartoon. Like, that's all you can say about it.
Filmation, also, known for the Ghostbusters, by the way.
And Fat Albert.
Oh, and Fat Albert.
Fat Albert and the Cosby Kids. Fat
know.
Albert and the Redacted Kids.
Oh my. Oh wow. But what was your favorite like early 2000s
My
animation? I would say.
my favorite. That's a tough question because I liked a lot of cartoons when I was a kid. I liked action cartoons more than anything. Like I liked SpongeBob because everyone likes SpongeBob. I love a show that I don't think people talk about enough outside of memes is Jimmy Neutron.
Mm.
Jimmy Neutron's a genuine. Oh, I remember in 6th grade you telling me about them like backdoor completing that movie,
Mm-hmm.
and it gave me so much more respect for it. I told him
Yeah,
about
that show. The original Jimmy Neutron movie, for anyone that doesn't know, was the first 3D animated motion, like major motion picture that was completed with products that like anybody can buy.
Wow.
Like it was just done with like Autodesk and, you know, whatever. I don't know, it was available in 2001. But the whole point of that movie being made was Nickelodeon, the company that animated Jimmy Neutron, DNA Productions, went to Nickelodeon and they were like, hey, we want to, like they pitched them this show. Steve Odenkirk, I think or Bob Odenkirk, I can't remember. The guy who created Jimmy Neutron was like, hey, I want to make a 3D animated show for you guys. And then Nickelodeon, because he had been pitching this trailer called Johnny Quasar or something.
It was it was Jimmy Quasar.
It was
and
very primitive 3D animation, but like
that's what the
decent for the
Justice League trailer looked like.
oh yeah,
Wonder Woman was running, and she was like,
it was like stock animation.
it was like polygonal. Like it was like her arm was a triangle,
Yeah,
and
you
then
could
the
see.
lower half was like it was like a diamond almost.
Yeah.
Like it looked like a Nintendo 64 like game. And I'm so happy that they were like, nah, let's continue with who is that? Tim Drake?
Bruce Timm.
Or Bruce Timm.
Tim Drake is Robin.
I was thank you. I always get that mixed up. So yeah, Bruce Timm like style, like the animated series Superman, Justice League.
Okay.
That style.
Those like barrel-chested dudes that all have the same body type.
Yeah.
And
That.
like, the tiny square heads.
Yes, and that I think is I love that animation.
Oh,
It's
it's
great.
beautiful to look at.
I
oh,
no,
my
go
bad.
ahead. No, go ahead.
I remember the Justice League cartoon be like a really like deep nostalgic thing for me. Like I don't know, like the theme song from like everything, like the characters. It was nice.
I love
show.
Justice League and Justice League Unlimited, but I didn't start watching them till I was in high school.
So I have never actually watched them
Oh.
until like this year. Have they held up for you?
They have, honestly.
They have?
Mhm.
What cartoon have you recently watched that has not held up?
God, that's a hard one.
I gotta think about this too, actually, because like, you know what cartoon surprised me that I liked a lot more. I started watching this recently that I liked it way more now than I did when I was a kid. Was Young Justice.
Oh, Young Justice slaps.
I was
I've
I need to
also
catch up on
never
that
watched
season right
Young
now.
Justice.
I think
I'm behind.
when that show started, I was pissed off at it because I loved Teen Titans and I loved Batman the Brave and the Bold. And both of those, you know, Teen Titans ended in like 2006. Batman the Brave and the Bold ended like 2011, I want to say.
I
It was,
did love
it was
that show.
09 to 11, and I think it is
It's my favorite Batman.
it is
cartoon.
my favorite Batman. And
I
Weird
love
Al Yankovic is in an episode.
Oh yeah, just like as himself.
As his fucking self.
Yeah.
Just Weird Al is in it.
And,
Are you excited, by the way, about that movie?
It looks good. It looks stupid, but like
I'm
it's Weird
excited
Al.
for that.
Yeah, no, I'm
Yeah.
I'm a huge Weird Al fan.
But I digress. But yeah, like yeah. No, I think that show is the best Batman show because it's like a perfect blend of pulp, fun, and like really knowing how stupid it is.
Oh,
It
yeah.
is like The Incredibles.
It's like 60s Batman if it wasn't like. Have you ever seen the 60s Batman show?
I've
Yeah,
seen the show. I've seen the movie.
It's like not. People are like, oh man, this is my Batman. There's like no action in that show.
There's
It's-
no
it's
nothing in that
straight up a
Batman.
comedy. Like Batman
It's-
runs for mayor in one episode.
Have you seen the thing about the wage gap?
No.
You know
Oh,
what I'm talking-
yeah. The
Oh,
commercial
yeah.
with Batgirl.
Yes.
Mm.
What you say? Like,
So she was like,
stop,
she
no
was
time
like,
for jokes, Batgirl.
Bruce Wayne. Or not Bruce Wayne. She was like, Batman, a woman. I am making less than Robin, and he's like, no time for jokes. Like, come
Yeah,
on,
I'm
untie us.
Batgirl, I'm tied up and there's a bomb next to me.
Jesus Christ, like,
Shut up, bitch.
like such awful sentiments because it's 1960s Mad Men type shit. They're just in their office like, fuck women, like on some crazy
That's
shit.
when people smoked cigarettes inside their houses.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Oh my God, with their yellowed walls. But again, I digress.
let's
To go back, honestly, it's to something of that degree. Oxidized House's ugly-looking, dreary animation that hasn't aged well for me. Thank you. Is Monster House. Monster House
Yeah.
could really use a brand new coat of paint.
Monster House is funny. I like the writing in that movie a lot,
Yeah.
but it was a mocap movie is part of the problem. It was
No.
You know, you've seen Polar Express, right?
Yeah.
Of course.
You know, that was a Robert Zemeckis movie.
That one
Yeah.
doesn't hold up. That
Christmas
one.
Carol.
Yeah, it was. I forget what the name of his company was. It was like Image Movers Productions. The whole idea of that company was like Robert Zemeckis was going all in on mocap animation, and they made Monster House,
Didn't they do
Polar
Christmas
Express.
Carol?
They did do the Jim Carrey Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
They did Beowulf. I don't know if you've ever seen
Oh,
Beowulf.
I've seen it. Oh,
That
I've
movie's-
seen it.
That movie's
Oh.
gross.
The movie is disgusting. It's like God of War
Mhm.
if the animation was like a tinge better. Not as good as like PlayStation 4,
Right.
but not as bad maybe as
As the
PlayStation
PS2.
3.
Yeah.
Or as 2, yeah. Probably perfectly 3.
The
Awful.
their last movie was Mars Needs Moms. I don't know
Oh
if you've ever
my
seen that
God.
movie.
Why would you just unlock that memory?
Whoa,
Aliens
remember
in the
that
Attic?
movie? Aliens in the Attic?
Unrelated, but also terrible.
Oh, the
Was
Rock
Ashley
movie
Tisdale-
with aliens?
Yeah.
Was Planet 51? I know
Yes.
exactly. What you're
Oh
talking
my God.
Flies.
Where he
Fly
plays
me
a-
to the moon.
Which one's that?
You know that one, don't you?
Wait, which one's that?
Yeah. It was Fly Me to the Moon was a super low budget 3D animated kids movie about literally flies, the insect, getting aboard Apollo 11.
Yep.
And the entire pitch of that movie was that it was the first movie that was presented. It was the first animated movie to be presented entirely in
3D.
Stereoscopic or anamorphic 3D.
The DVD came with 3D glasses. That's
Yeah.
why I never watched it as much.
It was the first animated movie to be fully presented in the new style of 3D movies.
Which one?
Not blue and red 3D, but
No, but like which movie?
Fly Me to the Moon, the one about
So-
flies aboard Apollo 11.
The first 3D movie, ironically, you say that. The first two that I saw, one holds up amazingly and one doesn't. And what's it called? Coraline was my first one ever.
Coraline's a great movie.
Coraline, I think, was one of those first 3D like experiences. That was 09 when they were doing that switch.
Yeah.
That was like February. And
Isn't Coraline like stop motion?
It is.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it's made by
Leica Studios.
yes, I forget the dude's name.
Henry
but
Selick.
thank you so much.
The
yeah.
dude that directed Nightmare Before Christmas.
And my favorite one, James and the Giant Peach.
Oh yeah, he totally did do that.
That's my favorite of all of them. But Monsters vs. Aliens. It does not hold
Oh,
up.
yeah,
that movie
yeah.
does
Oh,
not hold up.
him
at
and
all.
I watched it.
Just like for shits and giggles, like let's watch this, man. And then all of a sudden it started going. Animation would look like their eyes, man.
That,
Ginorm-
everyone in
Giant
that movie
Susan?
looks sweaty as hell.
Susan's head proportion
hmm
made me upset.
And her hair looked like video game hair, where it just goes back and forth. with
Yeah,
no,
it
like,
just
fluid
moves
motion.
constantly.
Also-
I haven't seen that movie since it came out.
You don't need
because I
to.
know
Nah,
You
that
don't
it's
need
like gross.
Seth Rogen being Seth Rogen
Oh,
is it gets old fast.
Early 2000s. I forgot he was voice acting like all those years ago.
His
Oh, yeah.
laugh is annoying after a while.
It is.
Mhm.
Will Arnett is perfect as always because Will Arnett has never missed.
Will Arnett's great in anything he's in.
Yeah, Will Arnett's the literal best fucking Batman, and I live by that. I mean, he's pretty fucking.
He's pretty
fucking-
good.
Like he's pretty great. I think
I love the Lego Batman movie.
Lego Batman movie is spectacular. I forgot how many space fucking movies there were. Like you all really just
Yeah,
unlocked
because
like
you can pitch aliens really easily to kids.
aliens in the attic.
Yeah.
Have y'all ever seen Arthur and the Invisibles?
I have. I was just watching a video where a guy mentioned that movie last night.
Never heard of.
I grew the
It was-
fuck up on that movie.
It was a movie. It was a Nickelodeon movies movie.
Was it Nickelodeon?
Yeah,
I haven't watched
it
in a
wasn't
while.
like a TV. It had no like TV tie-in or anything. It was
Okay.
based on a book called The Spiderwick Chronicles.
Oh, stop. All right.
Oh,
wait.
Arthur and the Invisibles. I'm thinking of a completely different movie. I'm
I do
so
get those
stupid.
mixed up sometimes. Though.
Yeah.
Wait, I've seen Spiderwick Chronicles.
Yeah, Spiderwick Chronicles is cool.
Yeah.
Arthur and the Invisibles. Was that movie entirely animated?
It was.
Yeah.
Well,
it's a-
actually, because he
They were
was.
like full-size people are live action, and then the animated
Yeah.
parts are like it's about a kid who like finds this civilization of people that are like 3 inches tall or whatever. It's sort of like it's remarkably similar in terms of premise to the Ant Bully. I don't know if you remember.
I love the Ant Bully.
Who
I
did,
always connect those two.
did you realize that Aang is the ant bully?
Who
Aang
from Avatar?
is the ant bully.
Oh, it's the same kid.
Yes.
Oh, I know that the kid in Arthur and the Invisibles was Freddie Highmore, who did the voice of Astro Boy in the
Wait,
Astro
Freddie
Boy.
Highmore, also known as Norman Bates, also known as Charlie Bucket, also known as Spiderwick Chronicles,
Also known as the Good Doctor. Yeah,
also known as just
I think
early
that was him.
2000s child.
yeah. I think that was him in Arthur. and
The early.
Invisibles.
Let's.
Oh yeah,
Freddie
that's him.
Highmore, stand up and take a bow. In every fucking. I know this movie. Do you remember George Lucas's first animated movie?
Strange Magic.
The fucking.
The one with fairies. and stuff.
Yes, yeah.
Strange Magic.
Awful.
I learned something about that movie recently. That movie was made right before Disney bought Lucasfilm.
Wait a minute, guys. We've got confirmed pictures of Gore the God Butcher.
Oh
Hold
my
on.
god, that really does look like Gore the God Butcher.
Oh my god, that looks like the dude from Infinity War that has no nose.
But that's the thing is that's literally what he looks like. But
Mhm.
like, look at that.
And he's gone.
And
Yeah. But what the hell was I talking
actually,
about
never-
before you mentioned Gore the
So,
God Butcher?
guys, for people who can't see this, so we're pulling up this pictures of Arthur and the Invisibles, and this is the villain, and he looks just like the comic
He looks like
version.
He looks like Corvus Glaive. He looks like
Oh,
the
yeah.
dude from Infinity War with no nose who like telekinetically captures Doctor Strange.
Oh yeah,
What the hell was I talking about a second ago?
the show you were talking about.
Oh, we were talking about Strange Magic.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Yes.
When that movie was done, it was like completely finished before Disney bought Lucasfilm,
Mhm.
and then they were just like on contract. Like Disney they just owned this fully completed movie, and so they just like shat it out into theaters with no advertisement.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I will say, Up does not hold up for me.
What?
I don't know how I feel about that.
I think the first 30, like the first literal till casket scene, and then you don't have the bullshit middle where it's just comedy.
Yeah, it's like him and the kid just kind of wandering around.
You can't make that amazing of like a vignette
Mhm.
for me to then go into this choppy Pixar Disney movie.
It does feel disjointed.
Yes.
I will
I'll
let you
give you that.
have that.
No, and that's the thing is if you take out all of that and make it a short and then just cut to him like just doing it
Doing the balloon thing.
without no dialogue.
That would be
just him-
perfect, actually.
No
That would-
dialogue. He writes it up. He does the thing. He goes off. There's like thunderstorms. He just has a fucking dog, just a dog, and he makes it.
I think that would work way better as a short.
It would.
Now that you
Ins-
may, I've never thought about that, but that works way better actually.
Make it 15 minutes,
Mhm.
maybe 10 even.
Speaking of shorts, you guys like, are you guys aware of like all the Pixar shorts, like the one where it's like the
I used to
DMV
watch
one?
them. My little brother got the DVDs, so when I was 10, he was born. We would watch them every single
I
day.
didn't realize how much I watched them until I saw the bird one recently. We're on the wire.
Oh,
yeah,
the
yeah,
Bird
yeah.
on the Wire
I
one.
love that one.
I love Gerald's game, the one where it's the old dude playing chess with
Yeah.
himself.
He's
Oh
the
my
same.
God.
He's a motherfucker in
Wow.
Toy Story 2, isn't he? That like
He looks-
fixed Woody.
It does. I think that. I don't think it's the same model, but it is
Okay.
definitely like the same design for
What-
the dude that fixes up Woody.
What's the French one?
Ratatouille.
No. But there's like a short. There's like a.
Where he has like
There's
instruments
like a
on him.
mime or the
Oh,
instrument
they're
one.
in like a
instrument one.
town
Thank
square.
you.
It's,
Instrument
it's
one.
two dudes.
It's
who are like
incredible.
one-man
It's
band.
so incredible. I love that one so much.
You
That-
seen the
that one
alien
is-
abduction one?
Super impressive.
Oh my god, it's
Oh,
classic.
yeah.
Flip like burp.
There's like a
That
million
one-
switches, and the dude like
I
gets
love
sucked
that
out the
to death.
window. Yeah, that's a good
I
one.
love like the early ones though. The fucking
Tin toy.
the tin toy one I think holds up because it's a tin toy.
I like that one. That one's cute.
It holds up better than real quick, do you agree, because Darnell and I have been speaking on this,
Oh, yes.
so do you think that 1997 animation should be like fixed, or 1990, what year was Toy Story?
Toy
Early
Story was
90s.
95. Toy
Okay, I
Story
was about
2
to say that's
98.
there we go. So wait, it came out in 98? I thought it came out in 2000.
No, Toy Story 2 was 98. I think Finding Nemo was not 2000.
It was 2001.
A Bug's Life was either 99 or 2000.
Yeah, Finding Nemo was 2000.
I need confirmation on Toy Story 2.
Toy Story 2 is definitely 98.
No, I believe you.
Mhm.
I just legitimately need to know.
Yeah.
But I think that they should re-up the
99.
animation. 99?
For Toy Story 2?
Dang!
Oh,
Wow.
huh.
Huh.
I know there's like a whole story behind that
No.
movie's production.
Oh, that there was an original copy. It was going to be straight to video,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and they fucking lost it. And I think they did it on purpose.
You
They
know
were like,
You're the employee who fucking saved the day.
who?
Somebody on maternity leave. She like took the project.
She
and
had
was
a
working on it
backup
from
at home. Yeah.
That's awesome.
They said they carried that fucking hard drive, but like like a fucking baby, just like.
Mhm.
"Okay,
So to answer your question about do I think they should redo Toy Story or like
Make it like Toy Story 4 animation.
Have you seen
But
the
Toy
first
Story 1.
Incredibles?
it does not, the animation in that movie is kind of whack
When
sometimes.
when the mom is talking to somebody on the phone and she's in the kitchen and you see Jack in the back, that part looks awful.
weren't we
the
together?
The colors in that
And
movie
we-
are super muted is the issue.
Oh, I was just about to say it's so drab. Like
the
the
backgrounds
whole-
in that movie are so cool.
It looks like it's filmed in the fucking UK. Like it's like it's so
Yeah.
just not. Would you do do you think that would be good though to make Toy Story 1 look like Toy Story
No.
4?
So as an artist, I am strongly against the idea of like newer technology automatically making a thing better.
Mm.
Like, I definitely see your point. I think it would be interesting to see that. I think it would be really cool to see scenes from the original Toy Story redone in like 4K or whatever, because there are a lot of projects online where people are using 4K upscaling technology to take 2D animation and like clean it up. Like, have you ever seen the intro to Sonic CD, the like animated
Yeah.
one where it's just him like running across a big field and then he runs up to the planet
Yeah.
and it's chained to the ground? That's that thing is just like, it's just in standard definition
Oh,
because it was made in the 90s and the full resolution was like, you know, it just wasn't HD.
I mean,
So
yeah.
yeah, but the issue, because it was animated by Toei Animation,
Oh,
And then
yay, Toei.
they did it for that game, and then they gave Sega like the full resolution files back in the 90s, and then they were like, all right, we're just gonna get rid of this shit, because like, you know, they weren't gonna do anything else with it.
Yeah.
So that animation got done, and then the thing about animation, particularly in the 90s and early 2000s, is it is locked at a resolution.
Mm.
Like Avatar: The Last Airbender, you could put that on a Blu-ray, but but it's permanently locked at 480p.
Did you
It
see that
surely
thing,
is.
like, when you get it? Like,
Mhm.
there's still, like, a white line on it or
Yeah.
some shit? Like, there's a...
Because when you upscale
Yeah.
regular animation, have you ever seen? Okay, do you remember the show Mucha Lucha?
Of course I remember Mucha Lucha. I had figures.
That show, okay, that show is horrendously ugly. It does not hold up at all.
No, so I have...
The designs in it are cool, but the animation is god awful.
I think that show is just... It is firmly locked in 2000, like,
Oh.
2.
Yeah.
I completely forgot about this show.
So-
Firmly locked.
The thing about that show is it was animated in Flash. It was the first TV show to be fully animated in Flash.
Whoa.
What?
So it was animated with vectors. I don't know if you guys know the difference between vector and raster animation.
No.
So, I vaguely know about Vector.
Yeah,
but do
vector
tell.
animation is you create a shape or a line and the computer saves it as a vector, and you can scale that infinitely, and it will never lose resolution. You can get Mucha Lucha. You can like buy episodes of it on Amazon Prime Video, I want to say,
Mm.
and you can watch it in 4K. Like that show, it's just available in 4K. Avatar: The Last Airbender will never be available in 4K because they would have to completely redo every asset. Like they'd have to rescan every cell. They'd have to redo all the backgrounds.
Wow.
But
So they,
there
like,
are-
lazily try to do it, and that's what makes so many,
Yeah,
like, mistakes
that's
in the
why
back. Okay.
that's why so many people complain about like when old anime gets like a re-release on Blu-ray. If it doesn't get, that's why remastering animation is like an important thing.
Mhm.
But to get back to my original point with the Sonic CD intro, people have taken just like the raw footage from that intro. You can just like get a copy of Sonic CD on like Xbox Live, and it's like it looks good, but it's not in HD. It's just like stretched to fit your TV. You could get that animation, and then they run it through a program that upscales it to 4K, and it just like it does a pretty decent job. And there's a version of it that like it's just in 4K and it looks really good, and it's like still the same animation, but like the lines are smoothed out and like there's no artifacts and stuff from the animation process. And then there's a version where they use a different program to interpolate between the frames and bring it from 24 frames per second to 60 frames per second, and it looks like shit because like it was not meant to run at 60 frames per second,
Yeah.
and it's a computer guessing what goes between two frames.
Hmm.
So like, you know, 24 to 60 frames per second, that's, what is that, 30 some odd extra frames in a second. And the computer just has to figure out what that is. Like,
Yeah.
it just has to guess. And so, like, there's these, like, weird warpy shapes between shots because the computer just doesn't know what it's doing. It doesn't know the difference between, like, because it can't, like, identify objects in the animation because it's not, like, artificial intelligence. And people are like, oh, it looks so much better because it's at 60 frames per second. And it's like, no, it doesn't. Like, it was made to be at 24 frames a second.
So you're very much a purist when it comes to animation.
I don't know that I'd say I'm a purist, but I'm the kind, it's like we talked about with the Ninja Turtle comics about like how I believe if you make a black and white comic and you publish it in black and white and that's your intention as an artist, coloring it is not a great idea just because like it kind of muddies the art, you know what I mean?
I understand it muddying the art, but I do also see
There's value in that.
there's
in
value and
coloring the-
possibility in it. Like I also believe that comics could be turned into black and white. I would like.
Oh, absolutely.
I think
love
that the original Spider-Man in black and white would be very fun. I've thought about that many a time.
Oh yeah, artists' editions of comics are super cool to me. Have you ever seen like the artist editions of X-Men that Jim Lee
yes.
did? Those
Yeah.
are beautiful.
Mm.
Jim Lee's like inks Sorry. Jim Lee's inks are like amazing.
The Essential Collection
Mhm.
of Marvel. Shout out. They're incredible.
I want.
They're black and white. Like just, what's it called? Trade paperbacks.
Really?
That are just black and white versions of the colored trade paperbacks. They're really good though. Like they're much nicer. And if you prefer a specific artist over a specific inker, because they don't do the same thing all the time, then you should get that. And I will say Jack Kirby's one of those people who I love. Oh, and John Romita Sr.
Oh yeah.
are
God
two
bless.
people I love. They're John Romita Sr. on Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, Jack Kirby. I love.
I do like Alex Ross comic style.
Alex
lot.
Ross's. Have you ever seen the drawing that Jim Lee did a drawing of Batman and Superman? He did the pencils, and then Alex Ross painted over it.
No.
It's incredible because like Jim Lee is not, his style is not super realistic.
Can you
Yeah, look up.
search it up real quick?
I think they did it for Wizard magazine. Look up
Oh.
Jim Lee, Alex Ross,
Do
Batman,
you,
Superman.
by the way, remember the X-Men Alex Ross like movie cover
Yeah,
Whoa,
on
is
Wizard?
This it right here?
top. Click on the top left. Yep, that's the one.
Whoa.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's super cool.
This seems new.
It's, I think, close to 20 years old
Wait, what?
Really?
because it uses the pre-New 52.
Oh, that's the
design.
Hush design, so never mind.
Yeah.
I love that vet suit,
Yeah.
honestly.
I think it
That
was around
is-
the time that Hush came out.
I think that
'cause-
the 0403 like Batman suit might be the best one. That is also, I think, Arkham perfectly captures that
Oh
suit.
yeah.
Like that is the Arkham Asylum costume.
Yeah. But to answer your question about Alex Ross's work on the X-Men like concept art, and he also did concept art for Spider-Man, the original Spider-Man.
Oh, and the black and red suit that essentially
Yeah.
became the fucking superior Spider-Man costume.
There are a lot of, I think he did a lot of really cool work for those movies. He did an early design of the Green Goblin that I'm actually super into, where it was like, there was no
he has like a
armor.
hood.
He has a sword.
Yeah, he has
Yeah,
a sword.
It looks cool. It
and a
would have looked really
hood.
stupid in a movie, but like,
It would have been like the Mummy.
yeah, kind
Like
of.
it would have looked exactly. Yeah,
Oh.
it would have looked like the Green Mummy.
He had like a big hood and like a sort of a flowy cape.
Nah.
And he wouldn't have been like Willem Dafoe. It would have just been like a. I do wish they could have given him a green face some way somehow. I thought the artificial one that she stabs in his neck should have at least done something
Mm-hmm.
to gain some weird side effect.
But then you run into the problem of you don't want it to look like the Amazing Spider-Man Green Goblin, where he just looks like a dude who has eczema.
I think there. But the thing is I
That
think with Willem
eczema.
Dafoe, we would very much accept something weird. You know, something chaotic.
Yeah, I mean, Willem Dafoe is born to look like a freak in a movie.
This is true. Speaking of that, Nemo. Nemo holds up.
I love
Finding Nemo's a
Finding
great
Nemo.
movie.
It's
Perfect.
beautiful. The way they like animated like, the ocean, like the water, and different like how like it reflects and all that.
I think the
Beautiful.
thing about Pixar in particular is like, I think a lot of they made good movies in the 2000s, and they also made huge technical breakthroughs in terms of animation.
And they made Cars.
Yeah, I mean, Cars is like,
Life is a highway, and
Cars
I'm
is
gonna ride
what-
it all
I'm
night
not.
long.
I have zero opinion about Cars because it's just kind of a nothing movie. The backgrounds in that movie are really cool. They're
It is
very
a
beautiful.
0-calorie movie.
It is truly a 0-calorie. It is a movie that you watch and then immediately forget.
Yes.
Besides the fact that it was about cars and it has that Rascal Flatts song
I'm
in it.
really sorry, because I do
Um,
know you like this movie.
I don't
I-
hate Cars.
I would say the first Cars I would love is mostly because of the Wii game.
I'm not going to
I had
lie
a
to
steering
you.
wheel, the whole thing.
You had the wheel?
I did.
Oh, the Mario Kart Wii Wheel. Yep.
So I was in South Carolina when I saw it. Shout out South Carolina, I guess. And the theater was completely packed. And my dad, he was like, "Do you want to sit?" I was like, "Nah, I'm cool." So I started doing karate in the back of the theater because I was really that movie kind of bored the shit out of
Oh
me.
yeah, no, that movie's
That's funny.
that movie's boring. Like I'm not gonna
Very,
lie.
very boring. And then Wall-E happened, and that was
WALL-E is also another one of those movies that was huge technical breakthrough stuff.
I love Wally to
I
death.
I think the problem with Pixar was they made movies that were really good and also were huge technical breakthroughs. WALL-E was not like a massive breakthrough, but like the scale of that movie is really impressive. Like the size of the sets in that movie. And then in the 2010s, I think a lot of that got lost because they were like, they knew that they had a reputation of being like, because Pixar was like, you know, DreamWorks made movies that did well financially, but like critics did not love them. but they were like visually more interesting than a lot of Pixar movies, I would say.
I would say that I feel like in the 2010s, Disney found safety.
I think they did, and I
across
think
the board with
Wasn't
every one of their
Tangled
brands.
the most expensive anime movie there for a while?
yeah, that was Disney, not Pixar.
Oh, okay, that's
But
right. That's right.
it was super expensive, but it also paid off super well.
I feel like all of that though. So about 2010, Cars 2. Then we have Iron Man 2. Then we have fucking like basically
Thor,
from
Captain
2010.
America.
Yeah. Oh my God, Captain America.
You want to know why I
like
think I
Captain
don't like
America,
the
though.
first movie that much? Because I
What?
saw it in theaters, but it was in 3D.
Which one? Captain America.
The first one.
That's my favorite Captain America.
It is my favorite Captain America. Also, my list goes 1, 2, 3, and it will stay that way.
I like Civil War more than most people, I would say,
Mm.
because
He also enjoys Civil War.
I buy into that movie's stupid premise way too much. Because like not even the premise really. Like I don't think it's written very well, but like I buy into all of the stupid stuff that happens in that movie. Like all of the fights in that movie are like so good.
I just don't
Facts.
understand how it's a war, so we always call it
It's
civil.
12 it's 12
civil
people.
dispute
Yeah.
or civil disagreement.
Small claims Civil War.
Yeah, like
Exactly.
this is like a defamation case because Iron Man's just kind of mad.
Yeah.
Like after a while, now he's
A
also
mega
has-
pint?
He also has like no premise. He has no like stake in any of this. He has no like
Tony Stark really didn't
No, no,
need
no,
to
no,
be
no, no.
in the movie.
Guys, he had to get in the story because Alfred Wilford showed up and
Alfred
Didn't
Witter
get
showed up just to say, "Guess what? My son is dead because of you." And it's like,
my son is dead because of a thing that you helped to stop, but
You
you weren't there
literally-
soon enough.
like the world almost ended, and you're looking at one fuck. I'd be like, nigga, if I was Don Cheadle, I'd be very disappointed. Nigga, why? Why did you do it?
man.
Come on, man.
Mhm.
And then, imagine if Terrence Howard was still in these.
Come
movies.
on, man. You gotta go defeat Thanos, man.
Imagine him getting shot in the back. I think we all would. It would have sounded like when Professor X came out.
No, if you think him in the mask would look like that one meme of him like in the gurney, just like
Yes. Oh my God. Okay, I'm so sorry. Back to animation. Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes.
Great show.
oh, I love it.
That was another one, much like Young Justice, that I just started watching recently,
Mm.
and I only watched it because I know there's an episode about Beta Ray Bill, and I
There
love,
is.
I
I
love
love
Beta
that
Ray
whole
Bill.
arc.
I'm noticing a similarity between all of these, by the way. Not Star Wars. So Spider-Man. What's it called? Spectacular Spider-Man. Earth's Mightiest Heroes. They have very blocky, triangular. Like they're
Mhm.
very geometric.
Yeah, the
and
dude. So, the guy that did the art direction on Spectacular Spider-Man was a guy named Sean Galloway.
Mhm.
I follow him on Twitter and DeviantArt. He's a great artist. He's done work on a ton of stuff, and he's got a really cool style. And the dude that did the art for Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes, I know that there was one guy named Steve Perkins who also worked on Ben 10, who he's got a really interesting style. But it was also
He was
Ciro
brought up.
Nieli, who did the art direction on the 2012 Ninja Turtles show.
Can I tell you I don't love that animation, but I think that is the best Ninja Turtles cartoon. We've already been over this, but I marvel at how much shit they were able to put in that movie.
The
or that
2010
show.
one.
I like the
Yeah.
I don't hate the animation in that show. I definitely think it would have looked better in 2D. Because
Even
I think
in
the
that
artists-
same style.
Yeah, I think all of the artists working on it are really great. Like, I think Ciro Nieli has beautiful art that guy makes. But like, translating it into 3D was kind of like the turtles are interesting visually,
Mhm.
but it's like doing 3D animation on a TV budget is never gonna look
It always
as good
dates
as you
it,
want it to. Yeah.
Unless you're Jimmy Neutron.
Yeah, and in which case it's dated when it comes out.
But then the show.
Yeah,
and
no,
the show I think holds
the
up
writing
more
in
than
Jimmy Neutron is so funny. I think that show's hilarious.
it's really, really funny. Like,
There's
it's real good.
the joke I always think
I
of.
haven't seen that
is
in a while.
It's the Halloween one where Jimmy invents a machine that could turn him, Carl, and Sheen into like actual monsters for
Doesn't
Halloween.
Sheen turn into a werewolf?
He does, and he
Okay.
finds Libby in the park, and he's like, "Hey, Libby, you got any meat on you?" And she's like, "No, Sheen, I'm a vegetarian." And then Sheen says, "Oh, sweet, Carl owes me $5. He said you were a Republican." And
I'm
for
not
some
gonna-
reason, that joke stays in my brain, like no matter how hard I try.
I'm not gonna lie to you. The pants
Yeah.
episode is still like incredibly funny to me. Like it's so funny where the pants come to life.
Yeah.
I have a DVD with that on it just because I wanted that episode. That and Fairly Odd Parents were the only ones that I wanted.
I did not like Fairly Odd Parents when I was younger.
I
did
didn't
not.
like it, but I really loved themed episodes.
Mhm.
And they did. Do you remember the Fairly Odd Parents Halloween one that had like the pumpkin,
The
like
giant mecha
Voltron?
pumpkin thing?
Yeah, like
Yeah,
Voltron
yeah, yeah.
pumpkins, and it was so cool.
Spencer, do you remember Generator Rex?
I do.
Yeah, so do I.
I
That
was just thinking
wild.
about that the other day because
You remember the crossover they did between him and Ben 10?
I do. I remember not being super into it at the time just because like I didn't love Generator Rex,
Yeah.
but I've come around on Generator Rex, and I also know that in an episode of the current Ben 10 cartoon, the like reboot that they did in 2016, where he looks like a toddler,
Mm.
they did a new version of Generator Rex
Oh,
in
I
that
saw
show,
that.
and it looks really stupid.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
Cartoon Network, R.I.P. It's gone.
Nickelodeon, R.I.P. Disney, literally
R.I.P.
gone.
Yeah. Disney Channel is just like not available in some countries anymore because it's just like not worth it to them to keep it running.
The moment that some basic cable packages didn't have Cartoon Network was the day I quit. So, I quit the game. Like it's a sad world we live in.
It is a sad world we live in.
Rick and Morty sucks.
That's
I
why we
actually
have
kind of
Smiling
like Rick
Friends.
and Morty.
I hated this season is all I'm
This,
saying.
this
I
most
thought
recent one.
I thought the current season was okay. I'm not huge on Dan Harmon just like as a comedian, and I think the less involvement he has with Rick and Morty, the funnier it gets.
Smiling Friends.
I love Smiling Friends.
And that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Like that's literally like they better make a season 2. I don't watch a lot. I don't know a bunch of what Zach says or does. Nor
I don't know that they've confirmed season 2, but
Mm.
the first season has done like amazingly well. I know that much.
Oh, yeah.
The amount of videos released on it have
Mhm.
been astronomically good. And again, as soon as Doug Walker's making a fucking Smiling Friends video, I was like, oh wow, this makes me cheer.
Yeah.
So I'm just really
Yeah,
happy
Stark,
for.
#1 Doug Walker fan. I can tell you.
I am a Douglas Walker and James Rolfe fan to the max.
You and Mario used to talk about Nostalgia Critic so much when we were in middle school.
It was like my shit. Like Nostalgia Critic. I was an angry video game nerd like fan first, and his movie reviews got me into movies, and it honestly got me to look at things very differently.
Mhm.
And I there was a while where Pee-wee's Big Adventure was my favorite movie because it had claymation in it.
It's a great movie.
Do you like claymay? And do you think
I
it's
think
a usable media still?
I
Hell
think
yeah.
stop motion animation. Yeah, it's certainly a
No,
Shaun the
no,
Sheep,
but I'm
Wallace
saying-
and Gromit.
No. I'm saying like in a movie.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Leica still makes claymation movies, and they look fantastic, like consistently.
Like, okay, let me try to explain this better. Beetlejuice, how they make their faces.
Oh, do you mean like as a special
Oh.
effect?
Yes.
Uh,
That is a form of something for me, and it was always interesting that, like, that.
it's
I
always
mean,
cool. Like it's always like we were talking about RoboCop 2 earlier. Kane is stop motion in that movie.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just
And
stop motion
there
in
are-
general in movies.
There are shots in that movie where it's like flawless. Like
Yeah.
you cannot tell he's a stop motion model. And then there's the shots where like it's him and RoboCop, and they're like in the basement of the OCP building, and it's just stop motion. Like there's no real stuff in the frame.
Yeah.
That is like, oh, that's just two action figures being manipulated, and it doesn't look nearly as good.
Even Star Wars, like, the Tauntaun does not hold up even then. But Terminator 1,
Yes.
it works in its favor because
Yeah.
it moves robotic.
Yeah.
And their blue screen effects for whatever cheap budget that they made it on was incredible. Like, that movie is
Mhm.
spectacular.
Oh yeah, no, I love the first Terminator.
Yeah.
What were you going to say when it comes to this effect?
I was gonna say, you ever seen Willow?
Yeah,
And they have that, especially that like whatever fucking creature that was that came out like that one like
I
water
haven't seen
thing.
that movie in years, but I know what you're talking about.
Never seen it.
Stop motion.
It's good. It's Warwick Davis. You
It,
can't go wrong.
it's like a weird, creepy effect that it has when you see it in like a real life sort of setting. That kind of like,
It's disconcerting when you see stop motion composited into a like footage of a real thing.
yeah,
I actually really enjoy it, and I'm forgetting of the thing I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of something on fire, and there being stop motion, and I don't know if it's Clash of the Titans that I'm thinking of.
Probably.
It like most likely is Clash of
Like
the
that Ray
Titans.
Harryhausen era of animation.
Ray Harryhausen is incredible, and I mean, I
Great.
think older-looking movies did well for stop mo.
Yeah,
They
I
did.
think the problem with using stop motion in a modern movie is that modern filmmakers would not know how to do it.
Yeah.
But
no.
like back then, that was all you had. Like that was just like.
Thank God for Wes Anderson.
Oh yeah, no. In that first RoboCop, Ed 209 is usually stop motion. Like there's a real prompt, there's a full size one. But anytime it's moving around, it's stop motion, and it's on a rear screen.
They're trying to go up the steps.
Yeah, I love that scene.
I think that stop motion animation, or just stop motion as an effect, is quite lovely. I think that it still can work.
It has an effect that you have to use it for. Like I said, it's like when you see that in a movie, you know it's stop motion. Like you can almost always tell.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit disconcerting. And I think that works for like Beetlejuice because like the snake things are like it's scary. Like it's supposed to be kind of scary. So like
And that holds up incredibly, though.
yeah, because like that's the intention. Is like it's supposed to look like that. I think the thing with stop motion is there's a barrier that you reach where it's like you can't make it any more realistic than like Terminator 1, I would say.
I agree with. I think darker settings also,
Yeah,
like making a noir.
It's
or
like how in the modern Marvel movies they make shit dark all the time to hide the fact that like
their CG sucks absolute ass.
yeah,
It's
because
getting worse.
yeah. It is
Oh,
absolutely
did you
getting worse.
see Multiverse of Madness?
I did. I also listened to your episode about it.
Oh, you did.
Yeah.
So, what are your
I'm
opinions?
subscribed to you guys.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you
man, I
much.
appreciate
I commented on the episode I'm in.
Ah, nice.
I appreciate
Yeah.
the love, man.
Yeah,
What did
no.
you think of it overall, man?
I liked it. It was not incredible. I think that there were a lot of fun things in it. I love when they're in. What the hell is that place called where Doctor Strange lives on the mountain, Mount Midoriya?
Oh
I
yeah,
don't know.
the
Kamartaj.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on, I gotta ask
Fortify
you.
your mind.
I gotta ask you something really fast.
Mhm.
1 through 10, what do you give it?
I'd say like a 6.5.
That is the lowest score we've gotten thus far.
Really?
This has been the most unanimous 7
Yeah.
of any movie I've ever
I'd say
seen ever.
I think 7 was probably.
No, but like,
I didn't want to say
Every-
7 because it seemed like you guys didn't like it.
no, every single human across the board. Does
Oh,
it
it's-
seem like we really don't like it that much?
I don't know. I didn't get all the way through your episode just because like I've had other shit to do.
There's fun to be had in that movie.
Yeah, like
but
I was gonna say the scene in Kamartaj when
Yeah.
it's him and Wong and America Chavez and they're like in that room.
Oh,
And then
the
there's
evil door
straight up,
slams?
Like, Evil
Yeah,
Dead,
yeah.
like
Sam
Dutch
Raimi
angles
being
and, like,
Sam
zoom in,
fucking
zoom out.
Raimi.
Yeah, and like close-ups on eyes and
I
stuff.
love the reflection thing when she was going through the
Yeah,
reflection.
that was cool.
Oh,
Everything
It's
from
the-
Evil Dead 2 is basically good in this movie.
It's the most interesting visually
it is.
that a Marvel movie has been in.
And that's what I'll
Probably
give it.
since
it's
Iron
fun
Man
to
1.
look at. Like, it's a hella fun.
It's
to
bright.
It's bright. It
The
has,
first scene against Gargantos,
Oh,
also
yeah.
known
I love
as just
that.
Shumagorath.
That's one of my
Yeah, no,
favorite,
I
like,
straight up
MCU
when I saw the
movies.
trailer, I was like, "Oh fuck,
I
it's
mean,
Shumagorath."
That's
Not
exactly
MCU
what I
movies.
said when they
MCU
were like,
moments.
"Oh my god,
Yeah.
Conan the Barbarian." But no, like that CG is getting worse and worse. And as much as it looked like shit,
There's like a shot when they're fighting Shumagorath. I'm just gonna
Oh.
call him when he's
when
like,
they're holding Doctor Strange,
Oh my God,
I
it's
was
so
like,
bad.
I was like, dog, this isn't a soundstage. You are being gripped in a CG hand thing cradle,
yeah,
and you are floating, and there's some wind.
yeah, you
being
can just hear Sam
subtly
Raimi
breezed.
being like, "I don't know what the hell's going on. Just follow the script."
Yeah, like I just, but
The
and
second unit director's gonna tell you what to do.
I did real shit. That everything felt like a reshoot, and that was my one worry.
I think they rewrote that movie a bunch of times.
They might-
And Sam
they have to.
Raimi,
Sam Raimi came on pretty late, I think.
there's a fucking iris closing shot, like it's goddamn Looney Tunes in that movie. That's what I wanted. I was cool with the horror. Did you like the Demon Cape?
Yeah, the Demon Cape was cool. I loved all of the zombie Doctor Strange stuff.
It looked like Evil Ash to me.
Yeah, it's just like Sam Raimi just loves having a dude
It's
wear a big
just-
fucked up mask.
It's
That's
just
it,
story-wise, it's just like, what the fuck is happening?
The thing that I liked
Yes.
most about that movie, and the thing that I think is the most hilarious about that movie, is when he meets the Illuminati. I was watching that, and I was like, I know that the dude who played Black Bolt, like I've seen that guy before. It's the same guy
Yeah.
that played Black Bolt in the shitty Inhumans
Yeah.
TV show.
Yeah.
I love the idea that Disney was like, hey, you want to come record with us for like 20 minutes, and then your head gets blown up.
He was like, you guys actually called me?
I don't have to hang out with these fucking Star Trek nerds anymore.
Yeah, I don't have to hang out with CW All Access right now.
Yeah.
Or CBS All Access, whatever.
Yeah,
It's-
no.
ugh.
I don't know. I liked the costumes on the Illuminati a lot. I liked Black Bolt's costume a lot. Mr. Fantastic's costume looked like shit. I'm
Thank
just
you.
gonna come out and say
Thank
it.
you so much.
It looks like if you just took the Ant-Man costume and made it blue.
Thank you so
I just
much.
feel like they all were like